for sure. All right. Let's jump into the practice highlights, okay? And we got a bunch of videos. We're going to jump back and forth and get you guys in. So we'll go rapid fire here. Practice highlights. Keyshawn Nixon went 2 and 1 in one-on-ones against Matthew Golden. You guys know yesterday Matthew Golden owned him yesterday, right? And it's like, oh, everybody's worried about Keyshawn today. A little bit different story.
Not everybody. I ain't worried about K9. He's a dog. He's a dog, man. He got redemption today. I love it.
So he broke up 2 passes, but losing on a slant. And when you see the slant, you'll go, I don't know if I'd really call that a loss. It's kind of one of those positives there where it was a strong hands catch from Matthew Golden. Let's start off with those 2 videos. I hope I've got these in order. I really, really tried to.
Real quick, Doc Bates came in and said, I don't know what it is, though, but previously he said, tear to his latissimus dorsi muscle. Sorry in advance. We got it.
Oh, that's a Ron Burgundy quote right there.
Mm-hmm. That was his lat for sure. So that's what everybody knows as the lat. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong. The lat ain't that what runs down the center of your back? Am I thinking? No. The lat is up top, right?
Like,
is it down the back?
I thought it
was like your wing. I don't know. Where's Dr. Holmes when you need him?
I'll say wing, man. I'm going to call up Rock's Pizza down here and get a dozen wings delivered. Right?
Those are delicious wings.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I thought your lat was back. Is that
lat pull? Whatever lat pull down.
I can't.
Your lats are going to be like your back ribs kind of thing.
Jacob, how do you not?
I'll defer to the guys who have worked out in.
The show sucks so bad.
It's like your back ribs, basically. It's yeah.
See, now you got me wanting some ribs. That's the way it works. All right, so here's the first rep. Let's watch Keyshawn go up against Matthew Golden. Keep in mind, Golden cooked him yesterday, right? Look what we got here, boys. Look at Key. Look at Key. Staying with that speed, baby. Getting your head around, breaking that thing up.
Run that route for him.
Not bad. I mean, seriously, man. Little jab step, right? Recover. I was impressed with Keyshawn's speed right there.
I like how he gets his head around at the very end. He's faced up, stride for stride, and then he gets that right there. It gets the head around. Love it.
Jack in the chat here interrupting us once again says, I don't know what's his profile pic there. I better be careful with that. So outside the ribs on the back side. There you go. So appreciate that. So yeah, Keyshawn, what do you think about this, Emilio? Keyshawn kind of redeeming himself this on today's practice as opposed to yesterday. He got cooked a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like when they're running that press, it's that maybe they're not allowed to jam them, but it's more of like a catch at the line, get your hands on them, and kind of force
not
that
a full press, right?
Right. Because I mean, when you're pressing, I think it's opposite hand and opposite foot. You want one hand on them, but you're also stepping back at the same time, and you're not quite. It's more of like a tap. Just sort of touch him. I'm going to try to keep him to the outside, but I love that he turned his head around, got running with him. And just stay side for stride. And as he's doing that, let's smush him to the boundary. As the pass is coming in, he's getting closer and closer to the hash. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it was good recovery there for sure. And then we got another clip here. Jacob, we'll let you get your take on this one. This is the next rep. And again, shout out to Baz, Baserski Productions, tweeting this stuff out from camp earlier today. This is Nixon versus Golden Part 2. Great rep for Nixon versus Diamond release this go around. Even better catch by Golden. Such strong hands. This is what I was talking about with the slant. So this was the only loss here, the loss for Keyshawn. Watch how strong Keyshawn plays it too, boys. This is a good – remember, he got cooked on that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, the thing I like is it's good coverage. Keyshawn played it perfect. Still got his hand in there. Could have broke it up. But Matthew Golden still somehow hauls it in.
Yep. This is telltale of like a dude with, Keyshawn's a physical corner, man. You can see it right here.
I don't like Jacob how he tackled him there. Like that's how you can break an ankle.
Yeah, and I would almost call that a hip drop if you look at it. He kind of let that go, but like you said, as much as I think Keyshawn played that really well, almost near perfect. What's more intriguing is the fact that Matthew Golden, a rookie, going against a guy that is, I believe, a very aggressive corner, which is Keyshawn Nixon. He wasn't intimidated. He felt that, I would say, probably just a smidge early contact from Key, and he was able to throw the late hands and the strong hands that we've talked about, pulling that ball in on the opposite side. I love what Key did, making that initial contact, and if you see, he's trying to rip that thing. He's not content with just making the tackle. It looks like that he was going for that kind of rip out. So, like Coach Lynn said, that's a great rep for both. If you want to call that a tie, I'm totally cool with that. But probably goes in the win column for Golden just officially.
Absolutely. And like Clay was saying, Keyshawn got burned on that yesterday. Let's not make that same mistake twice, right? And that's what Matt's been talking about, consistency and getting rid of those mistakes. All right, I'm going to sit on it a little bit longer. And it's, I mean, seriously, from Keyshawn being able to take a drop step, turn, open his hips outside to the sideline, and then having to pivot back inside when Golden already knew he was running a slant. Great recovery, a great route. I think it's just good work all around.
Tim, this is a pretty ball I love here too. When you think about it, right? I'm pretty sure it's Jordan that throws this slant. Let's watch it. Watch in the background.
Oh yeah, that's a dime piece for sure. That's a dime piece.
Yeah.
And again, how many times are we going to use the words strong hands and Matthew Golden in the same sentence?
Right.
I mean, and it's a perfect combination when you've got a quarterback like Jay Money, great freeze frame right there, throwing a dart. And you got a guy that's going to come up with that ball 9 out of 10 times. I'll take it all the time.
Definitely. All right, so we got a couple more videos here, and I'll just read what it said here on the camp practice up or the camp update here. It said Carrington Valentine broke up a pass to Romeo Dobbs, but later allowed a deep gain. All right, so we already showed you the bomb, right? Let's show you. Here's one of the better reps here for our boy Valentine on Dobbs. I thought this was really impressive. And notice how they react to each other afterwards. Valentine kind of stands over him, and then he helps him up. Kind of like Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn realized on that last rep, like, oh, crap. Like, he almost like, let me get my boy up. I didn't mean to do all that. Gets intense out there. But watch this rep here. Look at little press. Look how physical all over it.
Ooh.
That's a great rep right there by Valentine, man.
I love how the practice official just, I'm going to keep that flag in the pocket.
Because they were both, right? You seen Rome pushing. You seen him shoving.
Yep.
Right?
Sometimes the best call is no call. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. So Carrington showing a little bit of physicality there underneath for sure. And this next one is really, really nice too. It's another Carrington Valentine on Romeo Dobbs. I think I like this one more than the one we just seen for sure. And this is just love seeing Dobbs and Valentine battle it out. This is one I was talking about. Again, shout out to Baz for this. This is probably my favorite clip of the day here. You see a little release, a little stutter step.
Oh, my goodness. CV.
Oh,
let's go.
And watch. All right, get your butt up.
Look, yeah, I love it.
I'm just letting you know I just whooped your ass. That's what he said.
You see the little hitch? How like CV ran the hitch with him.
Yep.
I mean, he wasn't
coupled this with
any of that. I love it.
Remember yesterday's highlight, Jacob, where they were in the end zone and he prevented the touchdown or whatever? I'm telling you, CV's looking good, man. Looking good.
Yeah, he is. And honestly, I don't know. It's hard to see without the full angle of whether or not the ball was a little bit underthrown, but you could see Dobbs kind of adjusted to it. Carrington could have easily just overran that route and just allowed that Dobbs comeback. And he was smart enough to be able to, like Tim said, he's running with him, turns around, sees the ball, understands that he's got to stop his momentum, come back and make that pass breakup. That's not a cookie cutter, easy rookie. You know what I'm saying? That is a guy like Valentine that has had, I think, more reps than people give him credit for in the NFL. And we've seen more flashes. I think we argued in episodes prior that we see a lot of him flashing in the red zone area. It's nice to see him with a little more open field, making some similar plays where he's aggressive, but it's smart aggressiveness. You know what I mean?
I wonder if that was supposed to be back shoulder there.
That's
Just
what I was kind of thinking,
ball.
Tim, just the way that Romeo reacted. But still, even if it was, it's even a better play from Carrington, I'd argue.
Yeah. Yep. Just that ball awareness for sure. And Emilio, you remember Valentine's rookie year, I was really, really hard on him. Like, I don't see this. This dude's so raw. It's just not. He's a 7th round pick. He probably ain't going to be on the roster in a year.
You were surprisingly critical of him being a Kentucky boy.
Yeah, because it's, like I one of my biggest pet peeves is when people try to make a player sound better than they are because they play for their college team. You know what I mean? Like, I try to remove the bias and like, all right, let's really dive into, are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? He just didn't his rookie year. And then last year, he just came in and backhanded me. Like,
that might be the silver lining, right? With the whole Jair not staying healthy, we got to see more of CV, and that might prove to be a silver lining. Grand scheme.
And then Emilio, he comes out this year, and like the beautiful thing is this year we're going to find out what we got in Carrington Valentine, and he's still got 2 more years left on his contract after this year. If he pops, this might be CB1. You're going into year 3.
Absolutely. You're going to see what you have in him. Looking at that earlier one we had with CV and Dobbs, I mean, this is to the point of iron sharpens iron, good on good, battle on battle, whatever you want to say. Dobbs beat him with the speed earlier, basically almost the same route. We're going to kind of work him outside up against the sideline. Hey, CV stays with him this time in his hip pocket, get your head around, get your hands on the ball. That's all I ask out of you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so other camp updates here real quick, and then we're going to get to another video. I'm just going to read it here, and I'll put this this other highlight up on the screen here in a second. Javon Bullard had a strong rep against McCole Hardman, but was beaten deep later. So him continuing to kind of be hot, cold there in coverage. Matt LaFleur was bragging on him, was like, I think he's having a hell of a camp, is what Matt LaFleur said. Now, is that coach speak? That typically that's how coaches react, in my opinion. That if someone's having a bad camp, they'll build them up, right? If someone's having a good camp, remember Edgerrin Cooper last year? They kept tearing him down, and we were like, boy, they ain't cutting him a break at all, right? So that's how you keep people even killed. I don't think Bullard's having like this horrible camp that some people think. But again, you see a lot of these plays that we're seeing throughout camp, and it's press man. I mean, you're going to get cooked the majority of the time in these situations, and we're not going to be playing a whole lot of press man just like last year. So this next clip, though, I think you guys are going to get excited about. Another person that's kind of making me eat my words is Bo Melton. You guys know when they moved him to corner, I was like, boys, I don't know. This kind of feels like he's on his last leg. This is a pretty impressive rep here, man. Love seeing Melton. This is Baz again. Love seeing Melton putting in the work every day. He's not afraid of contact for sure. So they're going to try to throw like a back shoulder throw. It comes out a little wobbly. I want to say this was Sean Clifford that makes the pass. But watch our boy Bo here in coverage. And again, remember what we talked about with the footwork earlier, Emilio? Look at our boy Bo. Look at him staying with him, just mirroring it.
Dude.
And ball skills, dude.
I mean, he ran
Looks
the route
like a corner to me.
Ooh.
Yep. And again, you can see it comes out wobbly, right? That's what they were pointing out. But with that being said, Bo is just, I mean, he is mirroring the hell. His footwork is unbelievable.
It's almost like the guy played receiver in the NFL a few times.
Right. Bo didn't know it was an outside, hitch or whatever, comeback, whatever it is. I mean, he's just staying in the hip pocket. And dude, the fact that he can track the guy and still run the route at the same time, and he knows that I got to get my head around, he already has the hands of a receiver. I mean, that's all you ask for. Why did they play DBs? Because they couldn't catch. You know what I mean? Like that's why. I mean, that's the old saying is you're playing DB because you can't catch the ball. I mean, got bricks for hands or whatever. But not with Bo, man. I think that's an opportunity. That's why they call him Green 16, right?
Right, dude, watch his feet. Just look at his feet. Try to zone everything else out, but look at the footwork. Like he's so quick. Look, just no hit. Man, it's smooth.
Not a bad route by Julian Hicks either.
Right. It makes you, to me, looking at his footwork, I get the same feeling that I get watching Matthew Golden's footwork on offense. You know what I mean? It's just like it's so smooth, so effortless.
Absolutely.
Transition. So really, really impressive. That's why 40 times matter too. Many people just see that means the player's fast. What it does is it truly lets you track and determine how quickly a person can get one foot down after the other. And that's typically footwork. That's, kind of that smoothness, right? That translates over as well. That's why people roll their eyes when they see a 40 time for an offensive lineman. No, that's important because that's going to help kind of give you a glimpse into how good is their footwork. Now, they got to have the proper technique and the awareness to know when to shift weight and all that stuff. But someone runs a better 40 time rather than a slower one, even at offensive line, it means their footwork is pretty well in sync. So
it's kind of like what Coach. Sorry,
I'm all of a sudden excited about Bo Melton in preseason. But go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, just what Coach Lynn was kind of highlighting here. He says Bo has great makeup speed, plus is going to have better ball skills than most DBs in the league. I think that's honestly really, really poignant to say. Like, it just makes more sense. 12 for the Stevens said Bo Melton would be Jay Cutler's favorite receiver. I agree with that.
Hold on, let me go ahead and write it down. Yep, Bo Melton on the 53.
Tim, I would just about, of any of these bubble guys, he's one I'd probably
bet his arm on. He's in. He's making this team. Yep.
Now I got to remind myself, Christian Welch, right? Like last year, I was like, oh, there's no way he doesn't make this roster. He's done everything right. Lo and behold, he didn't make the roster. But this feels different with Bo Melton for sure. All right. Some other updates here. Rookies, Amar Johnson and Matthew Golden showed speed splitting defenders on short passes. I seen some people saying, Matthew Golden don't look fast. We weren't saying that yesterday, guys. Like, we can't go from one practice to the other. It'd be like, my God, look, he is getting behind the defense every play. And then all of a sudden today he's lost his speed. Like, There's going to be ups and downs for sure, but I feel like Matthew Golden's speed is as advertised. Julian Hicks made a leaping catch on a slant from Willis and added another big gain. So Julian Hicks, a little bit of flashing today. And then in the red zone, Willis hit Ben Sims for a near touchdown, rolled down at the 3, and connected with John Fitzpatrick for the score. So it was John Fitzpatrick, I think, that might have got that game-winning score in that particular play there. So John Fitzpatrick, I know Ben Sims is mentioned here too, but John Fitzpatrick seems like he might be the front runner for tight end 3.
Here's the guy.
So let's go to the lineup notes. We'll get ready to wrap this thing up. Base defense featured linebackers Quay Walker, Edrin Cooper, and Isaiah McDuffie, with Isaiah Simmons occasionally replacing McDuffie. You guys know yesterday in the base 4-3, it looked like the Sam was Isaiah Simmons. Today, they flipped them to kind of see how that would play out. And you guys know we read earlier Isaiah McDuffie dropped an interception because it was an absolute heater from Jordan Love, but obviously he had himself in a position to make a play on the ball there. Javon Bullard likely to start in the slot due to Hobbs' injury with Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney at safety. That is if Hobbs wouldn't be ready by week 1. Listen, it's not a slam dunk he's going to be ready week 1. Seems like everything is trending in that direction. Like everything went well with the surgery. So Nate Hobbs should be good to go week 1 with that clean out. Let's see. With Carl Brooks out, number 2 defensive tackles included Nazir Stackhouse, Warren Brinson, Kobe Wooden, and rookie Barron Sorrell. I repeat, Barron Sorrell. So let's say, and I hope this isn't the case, but just for an example, if Warren Brinson's injury was serious, right, and let's say he went on a 4-week IR, it looks like Nazir Stackhouse would step up as the next defensive tackle in line, which he may have already passed him up anyway. Kobe Wooden, and they're even kicking Barron Sorrell inside. Jacob, that gets me excited, dude.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does. I know a lot of people I've seen in the chat. I think coach is not willing to give up on Kobe Wooden and Carl Brooks yet. But if we've got some of this young talent, obviously Brinson had to take a little time out today. We'll see how that how he recovers there. With the emergence of Nazir and Barron Sorrell, it is just kind of nice to see some up and coming young talent, because it seemed like that room has been a little stagnant for the last few years. Not that I'm not, obviously Kenny is Kenny, and I love what Devontae Wyatt can do in certain situations, but it is nice to think, we forget that even, LVN has been known to be kicked inside from time to time, depending on the package that they want to throw out there. And it's nice that we do have kind of a massive chessboard that we can kind of move these guys in certain, areas and pieces, depending on what the game script is calling for. And of course, injuries and all that kind of stuff. But, I really am impressed with what you guys have thought. I should maybe word it this way, that Nazir Stackhouse and a guy like, even let's say Brinson, but Barron Sorrell would be as progressed up to this point as they are now, where it seems as if they're trusting him with, getting some actual playing reps, some stints with the ones, a lot of work with the twos. I don't know about you, Tim, but this is probably the most interesting thing I'm going to watch in the preseason.
I'm with you. I'd have been happy if we would have hit on one of them guys. And it looks like we have the potential to hit on all 3. Obviously, hopefully, Barron Sorrell with the, the shoulder. Let's hope that's nothing crazy going forward, right? But Stack looks like the real deal. At least in my humble, half football knowledgeable brain that I've accumulated over these 40+ years on this earth. Nas Stackhouse looks like a baller, man. And he's just raw. He needs to be, molded and develop, and I think he really could play a big role. As far as giving up on guys like Kobe Wooden or Carl Brooks, not giving up on Carl Brooks, that ain't gonna happen. Not me. Kobe Wooden might be a bubble guy though. If it means keeping a couple of these monsters that we picked up in the draft and as UDFAs. It's NFL, not for long, and you got 1 to 3 year window to kind of prove yourself as a young player, and if you don't, there's someone there to take your spot, and it might be a guy like Barron Sorrell, Warren Brinson, or Nas Stackhouse this year.
Yeah, Emilio, do you feel like it's Kobe Wooden odd man out right now, man? Do you kind of get that feeling too, man?
It looks that way. Body type wise, they tried putting a little weight on him. He came in a little small. I think they've tried to morph him to what they're looking for, and maybe they just found what they were looking for on the shelf. Like, when Jacob goes into Ross, he pulls something off that shelf. That's his, right? And you can only cut a shirt so much, Jacob, to make it fit for your cutoffs. So, I get it. I do think that, we have a guy that is kind of fitting that mold a little bit better. We lost TJ, And I think that we want a little bit more, size down there and try to get the run stuff, whatever. I think that Wooden is sitting on the outside looking in. But I mean, he still has a better shot to make it, but lowest for sure.
Yeah. And then another note here, Laceta Smith worked at center with the number 3 offense. It just seems like they're trying to roll everybody through that center position. Like, hey, can you snap? Can anybody snap here?
Right.
Because you're going to need those emergency guys, man. It might be a blink of an eye. It's two things. It's twofold for me. It makes me worry a little bit about Jacob Monk, that they're rolling so many guys through trying to get them to snap. Like, okay, is he not progressing the way they expect? But also, man, this is the time to try to figure out who that emergency center is, if you find yourself in a pinch, for sure.
We saw Big E airmail in a few the other day, though. I mean, It could be to light a fire under him and say, hey, we want you to do it, but if you're not,
we got options.
We're going to try and figure out options. I mean, I don't think that's true. I think Big E is the dude. But you never know at this point. It's still early, right?
Yeah. So training camp schedule says Wednesday's practice was the longest of the year. Tim, without giving up too much details on your part, I'm just going to say this. That does not surprise me based off what Tim said to me yesterday after the show. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about being boots on the ground. But Tim told me when we got off the air last night, he went, Clayton, tomorrow's practice, from what I just heard, it's going to be a slobber knocker. And lo and behold, they have their longest one of the year. So you called it, Tim. So next practice is tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. The preseason opener, boys and girls, Saturday. We got the Jets coming into Lambeau Field. There's actually 3 preseason games on tomorrow. So try to check local listings, see if you can get a view of one of those 3 games. Only 3 open practices remain, with one next week before a joint practice with the Colts. So, God, it's gotten here so quick. It's absolutely awesome, man.
It's
absolutely
crazy.
So, anything else, boys? Anything else y'all got before we wrap this big bear up, man?
Real quick, Ed Madden nailed it. The things that close practices will determine a lot. I think that's
more than these open ones, right?
Yeah, we're running out of these open ones. I think once they put the tarps up over the fences and start working inside the Hudson Center and those kind of things, we're really going to start to figure out how this team's going to look here going forward. That's a great point.
Yeah, definitely. I know we had I had pulled it up the other day.
Can I bring up one thing real quick?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Mr. Cody McDougal at the beginning of the show said, they really ban bath salts. Did you guys see that? The smelling salts? Not bath salts, sorry.
Smelling salts?
They don't want them eating each other's faces off.
What in the world? What kind of show is this, man?
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
First of all, bath salts bad. Smelling salts good. Bath bombs pretty good too. I like a little lavender sprinkled in at night. But really,
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Did you see that they banned those?
Smelling salt.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Smelling. I did not see that, Jake.
Yeah, they did.
They did. George Kittle's pissed because he snorts like 5 of them a quarter, apparently.
That's terrible.
It is. Well, hey. They used to snort other things back in the 80s and 90s, so I'm not that upset about guys being able to use a little smelling salt during the game to kind of get the piss hot again, if you will.
You ever smell one, Tim?
Oh yeah, and
those things will knock you.
Yeah, they'll bring you back to life or put you on the edge of death. One of the two.
Emilio, you hearing this conversation?
I never needed them when I played.
Look at this guy!
I just like to hit people. That's it.
You were all hopped up on that Mountain Dew.
No, it's that Cafe Bustelo, 3 cups in the morning.
Oh, dude, Cafe Bustelo. There's also another one too, Cafe Du Monde or something like that.
Oh boy!
Oh, you
bro,
talking
that
about
stuff, Emilio. You listen. You throw one of those pods in the old Keurig. Sponsor the show. You put one of those in the pot and in the old Keurig. Go strong, 3 shots, and hit it with some heavy cream, bro. Oh my god!
Whoa, we got an update. Hold on, was that Bates? Can you pull up Bates in the chat?
Where are we looking?
I got it right here.
Here we go.
Yeah, Bates reading that players can still use them, but they cannot be supplied directly by the team. Okay,
hit me up, dude. I got some salts for you.
I remember Rashawn using them in season this past year.
Yeah.
I remember him just going to the old, you wedge it in between the pant belt, little rub across the nose there. I'm ready to rush.
Well, maybe they're not banned then. The league just banned the teams from supplying them. So if they're saying you can still use them, then
You
it's
just got to
not
get
on
them
the
from a
banned-
dealer, man.
We'll have to ask Minnesota Vikings players about banned substances. I think they know a little more than we do.
But
Keep talking. I got a clip I got to pull up.
oh
I'm
boy.
getting divorced tonight.
Yeah. Well, real quick, just because a couple of comments. Too old for this says 3 days until the Packers play a football game. Best 3 days since Jesus rose again.
And the church said, "Amen."
That's right. And then Clint Armchair Quarterback says 3 days away from actual football. Hoorah!
Can't wait, dude.
Very
Let's go.
exciting.
Speaking of hoorah, 3 days away from my brother from another mother back in Wisconsin. Welcome home, Tony. So glad you made it out of that gigantic sandbox. Can't wait to watch some football with you this year, brother.
Boy.
There you go. Oh, I remember
this might
this.
be my favorite smelling salts video. Larry
Oh,
Fitzgerald.
Pam Oliver. Yes, let's go.
Larry Fitzgerald was the biggest prankster. Like, he would always grab, like, I remember him grabbing Kurt Warner by the ankles and knocking him down while he's doing an interview. But look at this. Sneaks up on Pam Oliver with the smelling
yards coming into the second half.
Oh, let's mute it. Sorry. Look at this.
That is Mandy the minute she smells Clayton's laundry.
That's unbelievable. Man, Larry Fitzgerald, dude. Absolute
Whoa.
dog. Which, by the way, I think, if I understood correctly, I could be wrong. You guys correct me if I'm wrong here. I believe his son just signed with Notre Dame. So, and also Jermichael Finley's son signed with Notre Dame.
There's a lot of them.
They've already got
Larry
Jerome.
Fitzgerald, first year eligibility in Canton coming up next year. We found that out a couple of days ago, too.
They've also got Jerome Bettis Jr. is on the team already. He'll be a sophomore, I think, this year. So Notre Dame just said, you know what? Let's just comb through the old NFL players. Anybody got a kid that's old enough to play college ball for us? Let's throw him a millie. How about that? So
True.
that's the way it works. Emilio, is that what you're doing with your dynasty over there, sir? You just paying all these prospects?
I've tried to find the Fitzgerald. I haven't seen him come across yet. He may be in the next year once I finish the season. But yeah, no. Tough loss to Wake Forest last night. Oh my God, brutal. I just want to hang my head in shame, but
It happens.
I'll take it.
It happens, dude. What can we say? Madden drops tomorrow, right?
That's right. Oh, the early access, right?
Look,
Early
Emilio forgot already. He's too busy playing college football.
Oh,
No, I'm telling you, once Madden comes out, I'm pretty excited to. Travis Glover's going to the starting lineup, and we are running. We are running it down.
First
the left
thing
side.
you do, you turn that injury slider off, right?
Oh.
Boom. No
I'm not
injuries.
updating the roster the rest of the year.
I think Emilio bought up all the smelling salts. That's why they're banned. He's just over there huffing them.
Yeah, it's strictly supply and demand. It's a supply and demand issue.
There you go.
Trying to hit that one. Too old for this. Quick Trip is about to launch smelling salts.
Could you imagine?
It's just hilarious that Jacob said, "You see they banned bath salts?" I was like, "Yeah, I thought they already did, Jacob."
You think God never farted?
All right, this show sucks. We're out of here. Appreciate everybody. Listen, if you would hit that like button. If you were new here today,
We're
tuning in
sorry.
for the first time, you're
So
probably
we're
not coming
sorry.
back. But we appreciate if you would on your way out, since you're going
Right.
to unsub and just go ahead and hit that like button on the way out. We greatly appreciate
To everybody that has supported us and getting us through to this point in the Packers season, we're about to see some real football, getting us over 5,000 subs, getting us through the draft, the offseason tape. Just thank you to everybody, seriously.
Yeah, because we've got a bunch of new viewers, a bunch of new subs and everything, right? Like everything's through the roof. We've talked about it. We're now, 5,081 subs. Amelia, I'm glad you brought it up. The people that, and listen, I'm not trying to take shots at people that don't watch football in the offseason. It's totally cool. I get it. There's other things going on. It's good, kind of decompress, unplug from football. I totally get that. But the crowd that stayed in here with us all year long was unbelievable. And we cannot thank y'all enough. It was so much fun. And that's how you get through Jacob, we say it every year, right? It's like, damn, the season's already here. That's how you get through the offseason. Everybody just hanging out, cutting up, talking ball, breaking down rookie tape, getting ready for the draft, free agency, everything in the offseason. It flew by, man. I mean, NFL's king. this it's specifically Packer football, man. It's just something that's constantly going year round.
Right. And those views have gone up, but like that crowd, like you said, Clay, that stuck with us has gotten bigger. I mean, like you're inviting, they're inviting their friends. Everyone's checking in on each other in the chat. I mean, it's a family in here and on the chat. That's what we really appreciate, honestly.
Definitely. And as terms of our Patreon group, okay. Well, first of all, let me say this. We're looking for Donovan Schilling. This is the last call on him. We've already got a hold of Rich Beck. So if Donovan Schilling doesn't come forward, the Luke Musgrave autographed rookie card will go to Rich Beck. All right. We're giving away an autographed Lucas Van Ness rookie card this weekend. And here's how you enter into the giveaway. Join our Patreon group, patreon.com/PackerFan Total Access. The $3 tier, there's a 5 and a 10. Don't worry about that unless you just want to be, generous. But $3 tier gets you access to everything there on the site, including our fantasy football and our chats. Now, the Fantasy Football League #1 that Jacob's commissioning, it's already full. But I think last time I checked, we got 4 slots available in the second league. Okay, so if that's something you want to join, just got to be a member of the Patreon group, patreon.com/PackerFan Total Access. Also, you can, if you're not familiar with Patreon, you just want to support the channel here on YouTube, you can hit that join tab. That gets you entered into the same giveaways as well. So just thanks to everybody. The Patreon group's blowing up. The YouTube members is blowing up. It's just you guys are awesome, man. And it's what keeps the lights on around here and allows us to do this on the daily. So greatly appreciate that. Tim, you got anything else, man?
See you guys tomorrow. Practice one more time.
All right. Sounds good. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central Time for PTA Live. Keep in mind, too, Saturday, pre-game show, first one of the year, post-game show, first one of the year. You're going, Clayton, it's preseason football. I know. We're weird. We love talking ball. So we'll be in here for both of those. But
Get ready
everybody
to go.
have a great evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack Go.
Here we go.
Nice.
Bye, guys.